I have a question here from Rob Harvey off of YouTube. He says, priced out, period. Perhaps you should do a video on justifying the cost. I wish I could recruit that guy that does the movie previews in a world where music is 99 cents on iTunes and Spotify streams it for free. Octave Records puts out SACDs at $29. Well, SACD is a little bit of a different thing, and I understand there's maybe, if you're used to buying a CD at somebody's local show, it's $10 to $15. SACDs are a little different, and I was looking at some SACDs on the interwebs, and I see a $35 SACD, a $29 SACD, another $29 SACD, a $35 SACD. So from looking at the other SACDs that are actually available and out there, it looks like ours are actually pretty market rate and actually on the low end. We are going to be coming out with a gold standard CD that will be a little bit less for the audience of ours that is wanting to hear the music, but they don't want to spend the $29 on the SACD because it doesn't make sense for them, because they don't actually have an SACD player and they're just getting it for that CD standard definition layer. We are coming out with an option for you. I do also want to get into a little bit about how much music costs. Like, it is amazing to me the hours and creativity and the energy and the effort, and really it can be days, weeks, months, and years that people work on making 10 songs, and then they're consumed very quickly by the listener and many times for free. I know a lot of people that don't buy music at all and they just stream it. So I want to just kind of walk us through what it looks like to invest in an album, because most artists that are not backed by a label, they're doing Kickstarters and crowdfunding to be able to make their art. So just thinking about the studio, the place that you're going to record, if you're not doing it in your buddy's basement, you're probably renting a studio that's, let's say, between $300 and $800 a day. Let's say you need it for 10 days. Well, that right there is $3,000 to $8,000 just for the studio time. You want a good engineer. A good engineer, I think, on the super low end is probably about $5,000. And the better you get, and the more time that is spent on something, that engineer could be closer to $8,000 to $10,000 and upwards of that. You go to Nashville or LA or whatever, it gets pricey. So that's just the studio and engineer. Unless you're just some really amazing self-sufficient person that self-produces, or somebody in your group is, you probably want to hire a producer. That's going to be another few $1,000s. And that's just your studio and production team. You're already getting close to between $10,000 and $20,000. If you're somebody that needs to hire session players to come in and execute the music, God, that's going to be another few $1,000s. It could be $1,000 per person. Maybe you need 5 or 6 people. Then you're thinking about cover art. Then you're thinking about the actual production of printing the CDs. That could be between $3,000 and $5,000. So making an album is really not cheap. And it's amazing to me how it seems like music is devalued by culture. And I blame Napster that, I don't know, I think they started to exist when I was in junior high or high school or something. It was super, super bad thing to do, getting free music on the internet. And people used to feel guilty about it. And now it's just that's just what we do. We treat music like you could just, pour a glass of water and slurp it up. And, we don't think about the effort and the cost and the time that goes into actually making it. So that's a super long-winded answer. But justifying the cost, one, we're selling SACDs and we're actually pretty on target with market value. And two, music's really expensive and I think we should maybe value it more.